Friday, Q&A, Fanmail. Lovely. It's actually Wednesday when I'm filming this because I'm getting ready to leave tomorrow. On Thursday, I fly out. By the time this video goes live, I should be about 45 minutes from landing in Ireland to begin my 2-week trek of gallivanting about Europe. I should be hitting 7 countries altogether, if you include Ireland, which I do. I don't know if I'll actually nerf in Ireland, which means I might not get to claim that flag. Pretty sure they would take it amiss if I were to pull out a Nerf blaster and tag somebody. I could just throw a Nerf dart at somebody. That would count. That would count. Still be pretty rude. Anyway. Yeah, Foam Fest in 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks. There's some questions about that here. I really don't know my itinerary. I will be at the whim of the Scots. They are doing all of the planning. I'm just showing up. At least I'm hoping I'm showing up. We'll see how that goes. My flight from Seattle to Dublin is all well and good, but apparently my flight from Dublin to Amsterdam has been cancelled. But I can't really deal with it until about 7 o'clock tonight, which is a couple of hours. Then there are other flights from Dublin to Amsterdam, but yeah, one way or the other, I will get to the Netherlands and then gallivant in the Netherlands for a couple of days. We're going to have a Nerf war. I'll hopefully get to meet some people, some cool people. I've heard stories. Then I'll be flying over to Denmark, hanging out with the Danes for a couple of days. They're going to take me to the Lego house. It should be fabulous. I will then be traveling by train down south through Germany to Frankfurt, hopefully meeting up with a friend from high school who lives near Hanover, I believe. Then some stuff in Germany, and then finally flying from Frankfurt to Bristol, linking up with the N7s out of Scotland, the auxiliary, and running amok at Foam Fest. There should be some blasting, some games, who knows? I have no idea what's going on. I'm just showing up. I have very few plans beyond that. And then they will be shanghaiing me back up to Scotland by way of Wales, and I will fly out of Glasgow to Dublin and then back to Seattle. And yeah, should be an amazing trip. I'm really looking forward to it. Still need to pack. Should do that. Let's get to some questions. Questions. Kenneth Goodla. How is the sunburn healing as of today? It is almost entirely healed. Just no more pain, no more burn. Just a little bit of flaking still, shedding, sloughing. On the topic of weather, do you have any recommendations on ways to prep for Mother Nature's wrath? Yes. The first thing is always have a bad weather loadout with you. You've got your ideal weather loadout, but have one that can stand up to inclement weather, which is generally going to be springers, and not springers you're terribly worried about. Flywheelers obviously don't handle rain well, and some springers don't handle rain well. Depending on how wet they get, they may start slipping. A lot of batteries also do not operate well in extremely cold temperatures. We ran into that, though lipos often will. However, plastic gets brittle when it gets cold, and so that's why I say don't take your best blaster, because there's a good chance that it might end up cracking. Have a poncho. I keep a poncho in my standard gear, includes a poncho just in case. You never know. For cold weather, the secret is layers. Bring lots of layers. You can always put on another layer, and that will generally insulate better than one good layer. You know, multiple layers, that's how you stay warm. For staying cool, obviously water. You can get things like ice vests. Basically, you get plates that go in a plate carrier that are instead, ice packs. Those can go a long way to keeping you cool. Obviously, sunblock, which I did not bring with me to Texas. It is actually, I do have sunblock in my regular gear, but I did not bring my regular gear to Texas. Stay hydrated. That's the big one. Stay hydrated if it's going to be warm. El Commento! Are you going to the Foam Fest after party Nerf battle on Saturday? Also, will there be a call for the auxiliary? I believe we're planning to go to the after party battle. This isn't an event where I'm calling up the auxiliary because I'm not leading an army of any kind. I haven't been hired to win or to fight or anything like that. So there really isn't a need to call up the auxiliary because I don't need auxiliary troops as far as I know. Unless I'm misunderstanding how this event goes, and in which case I may call up the auxiliary when I get there. But there isn't like a plan for some big auxiliary thing for this. I will have a table set up. You're welcome to come by. I will have a few patches. I didn't get as many patches printed as I wanted, but I will have a couple of patches, and I will be there. And I will hobnob and talk and all that stuff. Yeah. Definitely need to up my game as far as convention style stuff. I need stickers and business cards and merch that I can bring with me to these sort of things. I have no merch. I've got like merch on like spring tees and all of that you can order, but other than that, I have not perfected my merch game. Need to work on that. Next question. D2 Battleship Masts Channel. What are your feelings about the P90? Don't like it. I think it's ugly, and I despise the ergonomics. And I was never a big fan of bullpups in general. So, yeah. No. I know a lot of people love it. It was iconic because of certain shows, but never my preference. Never my preference. Gargunkle Nerf. How has your home ownership and Makerspace Forest Nerf Arena ownership journey been overall? Any regrets or things you would have done differently? Not really. It's been wonderful so far. Obviously, having my own workspace has been great. I got it all set up, or most of the way set up, and then Plague hit and everything just kind of shut down for a couple of years. Getting back into it, I got the arena set up, and that has been so absolutely cool. Being able to host small private games for my friends, and not only having an arena that we can do whatever we want in, we don't have to worry about the public wandering through, or how scary we look, or what our blasters look like, or level of power, or anything like that. We can do whatever we want in there. But then actually having, the bunkhouse, which has a nice big porch where we do our big barbecue, or, barbecue, potluck, food stuff afterward. I've got beds if people want to stay the night. Being able to host those kind of events was amazing. And the location being halfway between Portland and the SeaTac area makes it very central. It's still a drive for most people, but less than it would be in a lot of other places. I'm close to Fort Borst. I'm within relatively easy driving distance of an airport. I've loved it so far. I still needing to do a lot of remodeling inside the house that has been, again, put on hold because of pandemic. I'm hoping that things are finally starting to settle down, and I might be able to get a contractor in there to finish my bathroom. It's functional, but it's not pretty. I also still want to get bathrooms in the bunkhouse, so that I've got public bathrooms for hosting even bigger events. I do still plan to host bigger events. I do have plans that will hopefully start getting implemented. Michael Nimrod, is there a way to make a role-playing game using D6s? Well, given that there are several that already exist, I'm going to go with yes. The one that I know of is called GURPS, the Generic Universal Roleplay System. And I believe it pretty much only uses 3d6. All mechanics are done with 3d6. So, yeah, there is. Let's get folding! Can you do a video of doing Nerf prank wars? I mean, I could. I'm not going to, because I'm generally not a fan of pranks. And I live in the middle of nowhere all by myself, so I don't know how I'd even set up something like that. But I could. I have a camera, I have the ability. Patty's Nerf Shop. If you had to choose between a supersized platypus or a supersized duck as a steed in a medieval battle, which would it be? I'm operating on the assumption that they are domesticated, because otherwise that would just be chaos. Platypus would be cool. They're low to the ground, which would actually be interesting in a fight. As opposed to, you know, a horse generally makes you very tall. A platypus wouldn't be. They do have, I believe, poisonous spurs on their feet. I think it's their back feet. I'd probably end up going with a duck, though, because flight. And ducks can be pretty mean. So I would have to go with duck, I think. Tribunal of the Imagination. Have you ever read Norman Spinard's The Iron Dream? No. Never even heard of it. Send me a copy. Travis/GA. Out of all the blasters you've modified, which ones do you look back on for the process of modification over the end product? Tyr had a lot of stuff in it that I'd never done anywhere before, and it worked really, really well, and things that I could definitely want to improve on. Ire is the same way. I built Ire long before I had any idea what I was doing, and I really, really need to finish the full upgrade. I was working on fully upgrading. I started a series of videos where I was doing major upgrades, and then I needed to put Ire back together to do another video, and I haven't gotten back to the rebuild, and that's one of the things I want to get back to after I get back from Europe. Hopefully that will happen. Hopefully. Christopher Goudreau. What is the best way to enjoy a cold bottle of root beer? Drink it. Drink it with good food and good company. That's the key. Company and good food. Right. Oh yeah, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I don't know if anyone's actually watching it. I meant to put this at the beginning of the video, but I forgot to. I have filmed, edited, and uploaded a boatload of review videos of stuff that I was sent. Blasters and tactical gear and stuff. And that's what will be getting published while I'm gone. It's just going to be nothing but reviews. And then when I get back, I hope to finally start doing fun builds again. I have the motivation again finally, and I want to do it. So that is the plan. Now for some loot. I don't have a lot of it, but some of it should be good. Some of it I think is for review, which I will do when I get back. Right. Here we go. Well, take that. Run. Right. I'm going to start with the stuff that I'm relatively certain is stuff I've been sent for review, and then we will move on to more interesting stuff from there, I believe. These are sights. Yes, I've been sent some terribly fancy optics, or at least they're fancy by my standards, probably not fancy by most other people's standards, but I do actually have a couple of more blasters that I really kind of want some optics for, so I'm hoping these will work well for that. Stay tuned in a couple of weeks for that. We're going to take a look at this, which I believe is from Canada, and I'm reasonably certain I know what it is. Aha! I am correct. This is a pile of Warhammer 40k Codex. We've got Orcs, Dark Angels. Ooh, very cool. Ooh, like Dwarf. The Ultimate Warhammer magazine. Oh, very cool. Prime, steam-powered miniatures combat, War Machine. Oh, I've heard of that. Very cool. Very cool. Chaos Space Marines. And just Space Marines. Very cool. For a note. I saw no note. No note. There's no note. No note. Unless it's hidden in here somewhere. The Fiend. Very cool. Those will join my other codex. Alright, final package we have yet, of course, another package from Mr. Dillman, for he continues to spoil me rotten. What has Mr. Dillman sent for me today? Paper! Just what I always wanted. It's a book. It's a thing. Oh! I bet I know what it is. Is there? Is there? How? No note. least I don't see one. I object. It's instructions! Lego instructions, which are often the most valuable part. Half the value of a set is in the instructions, the other half is in the minifigs, and the rest is just plastic. Which is weird. Good stuff here. Trolls. Neat. And what's in the other one? Well, apparently it's all friends. That's a cool one. A roller coaster. A yacht! And a high school? It's weird. It's weird, but awesome. I shall add it to my library of instructions, which is pretty darn cool. Well, there you have it. A fairly short video, which is good because I got to pack and figure out how I'm getting out of Ireland. Thank you all for your questions. If you want to have a question answered, ask it in the comments of this video. That's how I will get them for the next one. Obviously, there won't be one. Usually these are every 2 weeks. There won't be one in 2 weeks because I will still be in England and won't be able to film it. Instead, there will be a review, and then I will do one when I get back. So, thank you so much for all the stuff. Thank you for watching.